Good day. You know, there is a word that we use too much, and that is believe. Not the Andrew Cuomo, I believe, but the word believe. I believe this. I believe in this. I believe in love. I think it was Kenny Loggins who said that. I believe. I believe in God. I believe in this. I believe in whatever it is I believe in. I believe in the keto diet. I believe in you. I believe that this happened and this happened. And I believe in, and you know, the things which is the most important, the thing which is the most critical, is that you have to be better from an epistemological point of view and an ontology point of view to be able to say to yourself, I don't really know. I don't have the facts, but I'm inclined to believe this. The hypothesis that I'm leading to, I think, points to this. You know, I think this makes sense. It's really critical. It's really critical. That word believe, like most words, just means nothing. And it's okay for you to be able to say certain things about whether there's proof, whether you're able to say things. No matter how much of ufology I've studied and how fascinating I find it, and how I think people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and other gatekeepers do such a tremendous disservice, including Carl Sagan, by virtue of what they say because they're, quote, skeptics. I still am in the position right now where I believe in a belief that says, I don't have the information yet to prove, but I'm leading in this direction. We're going to be talking about this because this Epstein information is just mind-boggling. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. And I cannot believe how people will believe stuff on a regular basis, how they will collectively just say, we're going to believe this. I will say this just because this is what my clan, my group, my fellow members say. Trump apologists, Trump supporters, they'll do the same thing. You better be in lockstep with them, or else you'll be a fallen believer, or words to that effect. Okay? This is, and I am telling you, we spend no time explaining to people. When it comes to religious belief, when it comes to belief in things such as karma, reincarnation, channeling spirits, people say, oh, I believe in that. I believe. How do you believe? Well, I mean, I just know. I believe that there are other forces. I know there are alien people out there. I know this. I believe this. I believe this. Because there just has to be. That's not a good basis for belief. No, there's just Drake equation stuff. There's just too, I mean, I can't imagine this not being true. Really? Try going to a court and proving beyond a reasonable doubt that somebody committed murder, because I can't believe any other explanation. No, you got to prove it. You don't give somebody some plausible version of the truth where you say, well, it's got to be this. I mean, why else would it? That's not proof. And then if you say this, you're a disbeliever or an unbeliever, and then you catch grief from people. And if there's one thing I can disabuse you of, is for you to be able to say, this is what I am feeling, and this is my level of belief. There are very few things I believe in. And to say you believe is something that is the ultimate. This is reasonable doubt. This doesn't mean convention, mythology, culture. It doesn't mean tradition. That's not belief. That's acceptance. That's custom. It's culture. Was what I said. It's mythology. Whatever it is. And you can't be afraid of that. You have to be able to say to yourself, I am completely at home with the fact that And there are some things in life where people will give this to you, and you'll say, well, I believe that I'm in love with her or with him, or I believe they love me. I believe. Why? Well, because I've learned and I feel and I see some indicators, and that's okay. It's the wrong word. Sean Martin, bless your heart. Thank you, Sean. There's a Saturday morning thought for you. Please don't be afraid of this. Don't be afraid of saying, I think I've told you this before, and I'm going to say it again. I have spent so much time in my life studying and reading and learning about ufology, UFOs and this and that. And I think there is such an overwhelming amount of evidence that you have not been told the truth, and that there is this incredible abundance of information that is out there. But I cannot tell you that I believe there are extraterrestrial critters. I can't say that. But I wouldn't be surprised. It looks like we're heading in that direction. I don't say I believe. Sorry. We believe stuff. We make stuff up all the time. And I love diet. I love diet. Diet is the greatest topic in the world. People make stuff up on the 73.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. You remember that one, right? People will say things just to say things. It's I got into this argument, not argument, but argument. A food that will kill you, cyanide laced, certain industrial toxins, certain natural toxins, those will kill you. Kill you. Those will kill you. Okay? That is it. Sean Martin says, I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. Thank you, Sean. So we were talking about something, and I said, and this was just, I said, do you believe that, and the subject was bacon, that eating bacon is better than not eating bacon? That's the question. Is eating bacon better than not? If the answer is no, eating bacon is not a better condition, then bacon is not good for you. This is logic. Is not eating fruits, not all but certain fruit, better than not? Oh, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is not eating vegetables better than eating? No. Is not eating bacon better than not eating? Yes. It is. Absolutely. No matter how you look at it, the nitrates, saturated fats, whatever it is, tastes good, it's better. Now, doesn't mean it's going to necessarily kill you dead, but starting off with that premise, and when I told this friend of mine, he went crazy. He went into it tastes better. He went into this thing about all these Margaret Mead experts. Well, no, because you see, the carnivore, and he points his little tiny little tooth here, and this little tooth, this little tiny little thing, this little tiny tooth is indicative of his life as a carnivore, to rip flesh. This little tiny thing right here, this thing, that's it. And the molars mean nothing. The molars for grinding mean nothing. And the fact that our intestines, you ever seen how long the intestines, the entire intestinal tract, was it 12, 14 feet? You don't see that in carnivores. Oh no, it's a straight line. You don't want meat hanging around. Putrefaction, not good for you. I can go on and on and on and on. The point is, he wanted something to be true, and took any questioning that, or any fact questioning it, he took it to heart. He realized, you're saying something I don't like. I don't like. I don't like this. I don't like this. And I have no... I can give you 100 things that I don't understand about the story of extraterrestrial critters. Where is the evidence? I see evidence of perhaps circumstantial. Maybe I can see, there's radar, evidence that indicates motion that is not in any way indicative of or consistent with our. And I'm thinking, that's probably one of them. But is that proof of extraterrestrial flight? No. Can I rule out governmental intervention? No. Can I rule out foreign? No. No, I can't. But it's looking like that. It's a lot of stuff is interesting. A lot of it is we have pictures of everything you can imagine. Every event, everything. And now there are these sleuths, these did you see the one, these YouTubers, not YouTubers, but these social media people who saw a shark that was might be moving it because they looked at this. There's evidence of everything, but there's no evidence of that. Not a picture, not a good one, nothing. I mean, there's dots and lights and things. Is that good enough for you? Maybe. Is that extraterrestrial? Are those people? Or are those satellites? Are those? How does that work? Stanton Friedman indicated one time that he believed that think of like the mothership as an aircraft carrier, and then they have little planes on there that take off, and maybe okay, that's good. So as much as I think that people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Carl Sagan and others are gatekeepers and love to poo-poo this, I still tend to agree more that the evidence is rather sparse. So what does that mean? I have no problem telling you I can't prove this. I can't prove this. There was a case, Casey Anthony and Kaylee Anthony. Casey Anthony had this terrible case, remember years ago, where her daughter was found dead. Well, actually, it was her skull. And I said she will be acquitted because there's no way to prove that there was even a homicide, much less that she did it. People went crazy because they didn't like the answer. They didn't like it. They went crazy. And I was right. During the George Zimmerman case, I said there's no way they're going to find him guilty because of a variety of reasons. They thought it was racist. But I was right because people don't know how to critically think. Let's put that to a side. And the reason why I'm saying this is this absolutely kills me. Fox News. Fox News has lost its mind. Death of Jeffrey Epstein, chaotic aftermath at the New York City prison is illuminated in new records. This is what it says. New records obtained nearly 4 years after the death of Jeffrey Epstein have reportedly shed light on the disgraced financier's final moments. Disgraced financier. He's a sexual predator, a deviant. He's a predacious sex trafficker. What are you? Disgrace? Who wrote that? Who at Fox News has this in their list? Okay, now refer to him as disgraced Congressman Anthony Weiner, disgraced. Remember Panamanian strongman Manuel Noriega, Ugandan strongman Idi Amin Dada, strongman, disgraced. Is Charles Manson a failed songwriter? Disgraced financier? Are you kidding? Who writes this? I want to go into the newsroom, whoever it was, who wrote this? Julia Musto. Julia, come here. Did you write this? Yeah. Did somebody tell you to write this? Do you think that in history, when they look back, they're going to look at Epstein as a disgraced financier? Why did you write that? This stylistic, this pattern. This is obscene. Disgraced? You're a news person, And you're euphemizing this man's horror? Anyway, thousands of pages of documents were released to the AP from the Federal Bureau of Prisons. The agency said Friday that they included a detailed psychological reconstruction of the events that transpired before the billionaire's suicide, as well as his health history. If ever there's a murder prosecution, I don't want this young lady on my team. Because she will believe anybody. I mean, how anybody can. The same people, the same organization, the same group of people that are denying Donald Trump the most rudimentary of due process is giving you this line, and you're believing it. Well, I wrote in there, it said here, he was talking to his mother, so he's kind of crazy. And he had chlamydia. Get to the part about the petechial hemorrhaging. Get the part. You got the autopsy in there? You got that in there? Huh? Do you have the autopsy of the disgraced financier? Do you have anything about the petechial hemorrhaging, the livor mortis, the rigor mortis? The fractured hyoid, the fractured thyroid cartilage. Do you have that? The petechial hemorrhaging. Do you have this? Do you have all of the indication, all of the indicia, all of the elements, all of the pieces of evidence indicating strangulation and homicide? Do you have that in there? No. Or do you have some notes written in this childish scrawl by somebody who said, seemed okay. Ooh, we're getting to the bottom of this. Maybe one of the reasons why people don't want artificial intelligence is somebody says, okay, come here, get to the bottom of this. Do you believe this? Just run through this. Absolutely not. Let me feed this into you. Come here, Mr. Artificial Intelligence, Mr. Artificial General Intelligence. Let me give this to you. Let me put this in. You come up with your... Is this consistent with this? No. Mm-mm. I would ask Ms. Musto, would you, if you were a police officer, if you were a detective, chief of detectives, would you assign this to say, I'm not buying this, let's keep looking? Is that the way we do it? Oh, we live in this world of true crime. Oh, we love true crime. Oh, we love true crime. We love this true crime stuff. Do you know the number one podcasting is true crime? We love DNA. DNA my arse. How about this? Hyoid bone, carotid restraint versus choking. What is the matter with you? Does anybody care about this? No. I don't want to lose my job, especially at Fox News, which is collapsing. Somebody showed me. I got an email. They got somebody named Typhoid on there, or Typhus, or whatever his name is. Some jadrul with a hat. What is going on here? What is going on? Oh my God! You're losing all connection with anything that even resembled news. You're done. Fox News is done. It's finished. It's over with. Oh my God! They're getting rid of Kennedy to save money and putting on who? Who? The best of Kudlow? See what's happening? Why would you move a live show for the best of? Money. Don't ever believe people have as much money as they say they do. I can't believe what I'm saying. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is something that nobody is saying, but this is what the word is. And everybody who knows anything about Joe Biden knows this. They're very, very worried that somebody's going to say, I can't in good conscience let Joe Biden walk without a walker. It is that simple. He cannot hit his head, can't judge distance. He's falling. He could really hurt himself. Fell off a bike, just sitting on a bike, just sitting there. Fell over, up the stairs, down the stairs. How much? It's not funny anymore. To show you how serious this is, people that I know who despise Joe Biden are saying, oh, this isn't funny. This is horrible. This is horrible. And what they're doing is they realize we can't put him on a walker. So what are we going to do? Watch him accelerate. Watch what happens now. Now it's going to speed up. They're going to bring in Gavin Newsom. They're going to bring him in. You watch it, my friend. You watch it. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. This is what we've been telling you about the whole time. This is what we've been telling you about the whole time. And watch how good it gets and how interesting it's going to get, because you know and I know, and I've been telling you, and everybody knows this, by the way. It's not just me telling you. We've known this. We've known this. That there's no way that these people can possibly exist anymore under this model. We cannot do it. We cannot do it. It cannot. It cannot happen anymore. It cannot happen. It's over. This has run its course. We can't excuse it anymore. We've got there's so many things happening. I hope you're realizing this. Riley Gaines going with, you're seeing this. You're going to start seeing these people pull away from Trump like you wouldn't believe. You're going to see the word go out. Get away from Trump. Trump pulled more people on CNN than he did Fox News, if you believe it. Watch what's happening. Pay attention. Stop wishing things were true. Look to what it is. Look to what it is. Stop being afraid of asking questions. Be very, very tough with what you believe in and what you wish for and what you think. There are folks right now, if you are a Trump, I'm telling you, they're going to pull away from him. They're going to pull away, and Trump is still under this delusion that he can just always be Trump. He's going to have to do something. This isn't 2016. I don't know how to tell you this anymore. I don't know how to tell him. I don't know if he even wants to know anymore. I don't know if he wants to know anymore. I don't know if he cares about this. This is politics. Do you see what's happening? This is brutal. I'm living in a world right now where I get to walk pins and needles. When you're on any kind of social media platform today, be careful, don't say anything. That's why I have to. This Epstein thing, I went into absolute incredible detail on my on my private channel. I can talk about stuff like a human being, like anybody. I can treat you like an adult. And no matter how good you think people are, things are kind of sort of better. You cannot say the truth in this country. We do not like you to say things. And they have absolutely no problem whatsoever in shutting you down, but more importantly, having you habituate to the notion of your thoughts being shut down. Let me say this again. They want you to understand that if they say to you, we don't like what you're saying, we're going to shut it down because it's not true, or it's not, we say it's not true. One of the best things ever, one of the best stories ever was a quote from Elon Musk, who said, and this kills me, he said, when I said free speech, I meant free speech in the law. Does this make any sense to you? Let me see if I got to read this to you. I've got to read this. Elon Musk, it was one of the funniest things ever. Oh, I can't find it. It said something to the effect, I will free. They ask him, why are you censoring information regarding Turkey? Why are you doing that? And he said, well, what are you, an idiot? Turkey told us if we don't get rid of this, they're going to shut us down. They said, well, what about your censorship? He goes, they're telling us we have to do it. Well, what's the point of you telling us that you're not going to censor? And he said, we're only going to follow we're only going to protect free speech that exists outside of the law. Wait a minute, what? Yes, that free speech we will stand up for. What? Yes, we will stand up for free speech. I don't even understand what it means. So the free speech we'll stand up for is stuff that you can say, or stuff that the government does not mind you saying, and that will support. There's no free speech. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. There is no free speech. And what most people want to do is just talk about stuff. They don't even want to make any proclamations. They want to talk about this. Nobody wants you to talk about Epstein. They don't. Why? What difference does it make? What difference does it make? When it comes to Trump, it doesn't matter. There is no crime. There is no anything. That is beyond. They actually told you. They made up a story of Russian trollops micturating and involving themselves in a case of undonism on the percales of some Moscow bed that turned out to be 100% caca del toro. Made up, and that was paid for. Somebody said, now let's see. Let me see. Oh, I've got it. Wait a minute. Let me see. I've got this story. Keep it two. 2 Russian Muscovite harridans, trollops, myrtices, viragos, slatterns, relieved themselves and micturated upon the percales of a Moscow Hyatt because of the symbolism that was involved, because it purportedly was shared by Obama. I don't know. This is so nutty. Don't just keep writing. And all right, I'm done. Good. Now we'll sell this. They bought it. How many million? Who are they? They bought it. And they used it as a basis for wiretaps and for everything. And it was nonsense. They never questioned it. No social media ever said, hey, you can't bring that up. Why? That's misinformation. That's unproven. No, go ahead. It's Trump. Say it. But it's crazy. Say it. But if I bring up actual medico-legal, forensic, pathological facts and evidence regarding Epstein, shut up. You've got to be kidding me. Doesn't anybody care about this? You know, one of my favorites, my favorite websites I really like is a guy named, it's based upon this notion called Stolen Valor. Don Shipley and his wife Carol, I think. And Don Shipley, I love this. He goes, that makes me so mad. Well, let's call him up. He said, hey, bro. Yeah, Don Shipley. Yeah. Listen, I understand you're a Navy SEAL? Yeah. Well, I'll be doggone. He always says, well, I'll be doggone. Listen, what was your BUD/S class number? What? 7. One guy says 700. Goes, no, we don't. They're not even in the mid 300s yet. Try it again, bro. Bro. What was your BUD/S class number? What's a Dreger Manfusual demonstrator? What? Every SEAL knows that. What SEAL team were you in? You're Stolen Valor. Okay, why? So it's lying. It's lying in order to, and by the way, it's an interesting thing. So lying, apparently, to John Shipley and his fellow SEALs. And by the way, we can get into that. That is a demented, these little boys who, I was a SEAL, I got a what? Oh my God. Anyway. But if I say, wait a minute, excuse me, Fox News, you're putting out stuff that's ridiculous. You're not putting out the whole. That's like putting up JFK stuff. And Lee Harvey Oswald, who learned Russian and fair play for. You're promoting the storyline from the Warren Commission. Yes, well, why not? You're a journalist? Yes. Do you question? You're a repeater. You're not a reporter. How long can you put up with this? It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. There are people who don't want to know the truth. I've got a friend of mine, I love this, and despite what you might think, people in my life, all my life, have been very, very devout and very religious. And I've understood that there is a certain category that religion enjoys that nothing else does. And it may not necessarily be based on a specific fact-based evidence claim. So I was talking to another friend, and I said, it's very interesting. I said, there is very little actual extra-biblical historical reference to Jesus. It's not either being crucified, because the Romans were great record keepers, and they were home. In fact, there was an ossuary which did reference other siblings, including one named Judas, not Iscariot, and Thomas and others, and not Herodotus, but there was was it Josephus or somebody? There's one historical. I said, isn't that interesting? My friend did not like this, because my friend took this as me questioning the existence of Jesus. I said, I didn't say that. I'm saying that this is no. There is also gaps in biblical record. Jesus, the missing ear is a great John Prine song. There's the Gospels were written not contemporaneously. There are aspects of he knew nothing about the Bible, nothing about the history, nothing. He never said, I'm going to look into that. No. He, like my bacon friend, took this as you questioning faith. And I'm saying, wait, nobody's saying that. Do you want to know this or not? No. Not interested. Not interested. I mentioned before, when Hamilton, the musical, Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda, remember that? It was the hottest ticket in town. What about Hamilton's slave? What? I think he had a slave when he was going to school. A slave? Yes, he did. In fact, he was a part of this Society for Manumission. He never cared about it. His family, his wife's family, they were big slaveholders. Again, no perspective, no nothing, but because I knew all the songs of Hamilton. So what? What does that have to do with anything? Let me tell you something. Listen to what I'm telling you. People love their own reality. They don't want you to tell them anything that in any way confronts, bothers their version of reality. They don't want to hear it. And today, based upon narrowcasting, you can go to various TV shows and you can hear whatever you want. I have friends of mine who are Democrats, and their whole idea is that they hate Trump. I said, well, let's assume Trump is not the nominee. What are you going to do then? Haven't really thought that far. What are you going to do? Are you going to vote for 4 more years of this? Are you serious? Do you have children? Do you know what? Do you want them to do this to your kids? Let's assume Trump's not in. What are you going to do? Joe Biden is not physically able to even walk. He needs a walker. Again, let me tell you, this is the kind of like the behind the scenes. This is what I'm hearing, or the rumors. This is what they're scared, because you can't have a president who is eating his ice cream and driving the Corvette and on his bike, and hey, let's do some push-ups, man. Remember that? Go and do some push-ups. Remember that? I'm going to take you outside. And okay. You've got this guy who can't even walk down steps. He's tripping over a sandbag that Mrs. L brought up. I didn't see a sandbag. I don't know about you. He can't be on a walker. If this was you, you remember, listen to this. Do you remember in the old days they had a cane, and then they had this cane, I love design, who had these 4 little prongs, and the cane just stands up. Put the cane right there and it just stands right up. You don't have to lean it or anything. This is great. Plus, it's more of a stable cane. Then somebody said, let's have a walker. Then you had the tennis ball. Remember that? You slide this thing around. It was terrible. Just use it. Then somebody said, wait a minute. Let's have a walker on wheels. Wait a minute. Let's have a seat. Let's have a seat where you can put your stuff and push it. And then when you're tired, you turn around and have brakes. How long did it take them to design that? How long? What was that about? I don't understand the genius of human design. In any event, I say unto you yet again, this is the reality. They don't want to talk about it. CNN's not going to talk about it. MSDNC is going to talk about it. Nobody. Rachel Maddow, who takes no questions. By the lightest of the lightweights ever. So as we speak, cable news platforms are collapsing. I'm telling you. If you believe it to be true, Trump got a better reaction, more numbers on CNN Town Hall than on Fox. And I mentioned this last night. I did a piece. I don't know if anybody cares. There's a guy named Chris Licht. Chris Licht is the CEO of CNN. Say that 3 times fast. And David Zaslav appointed him. And now this thing is just, they say, I don't know if it's true, turmoil, whatever. And I know what this guy is going through because they're turning on him. And they're going to say, turn CNN around. Well, how do you turn it around? It can only do so much. It's CNN. It's not. But what it is this isn't just inside TV talk. This is indicative of the mood. The politics is changing. Because let me tell you what's happening. Fox News, which was the official station of the right wing, is realizing if we want to get back to square one, if we want to have our own, it's a different world. We have our own CEI, our own corporate equity index. If we want to just sell gold and sell, which is nothing wrong with that, or the usual types of, dare I say more, conservative types of things, then fine. But if we want to go back to this big ticket item stuff that we used to, we're going to have to give in. And we're going to have to be a little bit more woke. Get ready. You're not going to believe what you see. And nobody's going to quit Fox. Nobody's going to say, I can't go along with this. There's no way. Watch what happens. That's number 1. Number 2. Where's Tucker? Where is he? What's going on here? He's MIA. You're losing interest in him. I can feel it. When he comes back, oh, yeah, there's Tucker. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, there's Tucker. Yep, there he is. That's Tucker for you. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's our guy. That's Tuck. Yeah, love him. We sure do. Uh-huh. Okay, all right. So, what now? He's back. Yeah, I know you're back. Remember when Tucker said I'm doing something with Twitter? Elon Musk said, not so fast. Everything is changing. Guess where it is? Right here. This is it. This is where it is. The best stuff available is here. The best stuff available is streaming. Citizen, civilian, alternative, and foreign news. Substack is the greatest thing ever. Cy Hirsch, go down the list. It's moving there. This is a revolution. It's the best thing that ever happened. And wait till AI kicks in and says, let us look at this Epstein case again. We'll look at it. Hey, don't. Sorry, you can't tell us not to. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it. In fact, we're going to go through history. We're going to go through every piece of info. Give us where are all the documents regarding Kennedy? We'll do it. We'll do it. Like there's a we. My friends, brace yourself. Listen to what I'm saying. Number one, Joe Biden's days are over. It's numbered. As we speak, the White House is figuring out we can't put him on a walker. He can't do, what do we do? How do we get him out, bring Gavin Newsom in, or maybe have him we can't have Carmelita Harris. If he steps down now, she's the vice president. And it's not the Republicans that worry about it, the Democrats. Because she will lead, Gavin Newsom will say, no! Now, you can, if she steps down, Gavin Newsom goes in and then moves in, maybe. But you can't have her leading the team, so to speak, up until the July next year when they come. I mean, they're freaking out. What do we do? And the more they have him, the more Joe is kept out of the glare, the more people realize something's up, the bigger the problem is. And plus, when I read this Epstein thing, I wanted to scream. I can't take it anymore. I want the truth. I want to be able to talk about stuff. I just want to be able to talk about subjects without having these gatekeepers and these children writing. And when I see Jeffrey Epstein, disgraced billionaire financier, I want to scream. I want to scream. So that's it, my dear friends. I hope everybody today has a beauteous day in June. Have a great day. Thank you so very much for your patronage. It means so much. Don't forget, make sure you like this video. Make sure you have subscribed to our channel here. I take it you haven't. It is critical. They are metrics. The only thing that matters on YouTube is not your worth, your wit, your genius, your facts, your education, nothing. That means nothing. It's numbers. This is not a meritocracy, it's a metritocracy for metrics. In any event, don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. And don't forget to follow her Twitter, Lynn's Warriors, LYNNS_Warriors on Twitter. And I am Lionel Media on Twitter. Okay? You got that? Good. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. See you tonight, 7 p.m. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. And until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.